Welcome to HSE Advisor. Today, we're delving into the world of personal protective equipment. Your safety is our priority. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for essential updates on staying protected. Making the workplace safe includes providing instructions, procedures, training, and supervision to encourage people to work safely and responsibly, even where engineering controls and safe systems of work have been applied. Some hazards might remain. These include injuries to the lungs, for example from breathing in contaminated air, the head and feet, for example, from falling materials, the eyes, for example from flying particles or splashes of corrosive, the skin, for example, from contact with corrosive materials, the body, for example, from extremes of heat or cold. PPE is needed in these cases to reduce the risk. About PPE. Only use PPE as a last resort, and it is the last line of defense against illness or injury. Employers have responsibility concerning the provision and use of personal protective equipment (PPE) at work. PPE is equipment that will protect the user against health or safety risks at work. PPE is equipment that will protect the user against health or safety risks at work. It can include items such as safety helmets, gloves, eye protection, high-visibility clothing, safety footwear, and safety harnesses. It also includes respiratory protective equipment (RPE), if PPE is still needed after implementing other controls. And there will be circumstances when it is. For example, head protection on most construction sites. You must provide this for your employees free of charge. You must choose the equipment carefully. See selection details below and ensure employees are trained to use it properly and know how to detect and report any faults. Selection and USE. You should ask yourself the following questions: who is exposed and to what? How long are they exposed for? How much are they exposed to? When selecting and using PPE, choose products which are CE marked in accordance with the personal protective equipment. Choose equipment that suits the user. Consider the size, fit, and weight of the PPE. If the users help choose it, they will be more likely to use it. If more than one item of PPE is worn at the same time, make sure they can be used together. For example, wearing safety glasses may disturb the seal of a respirator, causing air leaks. Instruct and train people how to use it. For example, train people to remove gloves without contaminating their skin. Tell them why it is needed, when to use it, and what its limitations are. Other advice on PPE. Never allow exemptions from wearing PPE for those jobs that only take a few minutes. Check with your supplier on what PPE is appropriate. Explain the job to them. If in doubt, seek further advice from a specialist advisor. Maintenance. PPE must be properly looked after and stored when not in use, e.g. in a dry, clean cupboard, if it is reusable. It must be cleaned and kept in good condition. Monitor and review. Check regularly that PPE is used. If it isn't, find out why not. Safety signs can be a useful reminder that PPE should be worn. Take note of any changes in equipment, materials, and methods. You may need to update what you provide. Think about using the right replacement parts, which match the original. For example, respirator filters, keeping replacement PPE available. Having a supply of appropriate disposable suits, which are useful for dirty jobs where laundry costs are high. For example, for visitors who need protective clothing, employees must make proper use of PPE and report its loss or destruction or any fault in it. Types of PPE can be used: eyes, hazards, chemical or metal splash, dust, projectiles, gas and vapor, radiation options, safety spectacles, goggles, face screens, face shields, visors. Note: make sure the eye protection chosen has the right combination of impact, dust, a splash of molten metal eye protection for the task and fits the user properly. Head and neck hazards: impact from falling or flying objects, risk of head bumping, hair getting tangled in machinery, chemical drips, or splash. Climate or temperature options. Industrial safety helmets, bump caps, hairnets, and firefighters' helmets. Note: some safety helmets incorporate or can be fitted with specially designed eye or hearing protection. Don't forget neck protection. For example, scarves for use during welding. Replace head protection if it is damaged. Ears, hazards. Noise, a combination of sound level and duration of exposure. Very high-level sounds are a hazard even with short-duration options: earplugs, earmuffs. Semi-insert, canal caps. Note how provide the right hearing protectors for the type of work and make sure workers know how to fit them. Choose protectors that reduce noise to an acceptable level while allowing for safety and communication. Hands and arms, hazards, abrasion, temperature extremes. Cuts and punctures, impact, chemicals, electric shock, radiation, vibration, biological agents, and prolonged immersion in water. Options: gloves, gloves with a cuff, gauntlets, and sleeve that covers part or all of the arm. Note: avoid gloves when operating machines, such as bench drills, where the gloves might get caught. Some materials are quickly penetrated by chemicals. Take care in selection. CHSE Skin at Work website. Barrier creams are unreliable and are no substitute for proper PPE. Wearing gloves for long periods can make the skin hot and sweaty, leading to skin problems. Using separate cotton inner gloves can help prevent this. Feet and legs, hazards: wet, hot, and cold conditions. Electrostatic buildup, slipping, cuts and punctures, falling objects, heavy loads. Metal and chemical splash, vehicles options. Safety boots and shoes with protective toe caps and penetration resistant. Midsole Wellington boots and specific footwear, for example foundry boots and chainsaw boots. Note: footwear can have a variety of sole patterns and materials to help prevent slips in different conditions, including oil or chemical-resistant soles. It can also be anti-static, electrically conductive, or thermally insulating. Appropriate footwear should be selected for the risks identified. Lungs, hazards: oxygen-deficient atmospheres, dusts, gases and vapors. Options: respiratory protective equipment, RPE. Some respirators rely on filtering contaminants from workplace air. These include simple filtering face pieces and respirators and power-assisted respirators. Make sure it fits properly, for example, for tight-fitting respirators filtering face pieces. Half and full masks. There are also types of breathing apparatus, which give an independent supply of breathable air, for example fresh air hose, compressed air line, and self-contained breathing apparatus. The right type of respirator filter must be used. As each is effective for only a limited range of substances, filters have only a limited life. Where there is a shortage of oxygen, or any danger of losing consciousness due to exposure to high levels of harmful fumes, only use breathing apparatus. Never use a filtering cartridge. You will need to use breathing apparatus in a confined space, or if there is a chance of an oxygen deficiency in the work area. Whole body, hazards: heat, chemical, or metal splash. Spray from pressure leaks or spray guns, contaminated dust, impact or penetration. Excessive wear or entanglement of own clothing. Options: conventional or disposable overalls, boiler suits, aprons, chemical suits. Note: the choice of materials includes flame retardant, anti-static, chainmail, chemically impermeable, and high visibility. Don't forget other protection, like safety harnesses or life jackets. Fall protection system, personal fall arrest systems. A personal fall arrest system is a system used to safely stop arrest a worker who is falling from a working level. It consists of an anchorage, connectors, and a body harness. It also may include a lanyard, deceleration device, lifeline, or suitable combinations of these. Under subpart, body belts, safety belts are prohibited for use as part of a personal fall arrest system. Note: Nothia B. C and DS of personal fall arrest systems are anchorages, bodywear, connectors like snap hooks or D-rings, connection points, lanyards, lifelines, EDC, and deceleration device. Fall restraint systems. While fall restraint systems. Fall restraint system as a means of prevention. The system, if properly used, tethers a worker in a manner that will not allow a fall of any distance. This system is comprised of a body belt or body harness, an anchorage, connectors, and other necessary equipment, a lifeline, and other devices for a restraint system to work. The anchorage must be strong enough to prevent the worker from moving past the point where the system is fully extended, including an appropriate safety factor, emergency equipment, careful selection, maintenance, and regular and realistic operator training is needed for equipment for use in emergencies like compressed air escape breathing apparatus, respirators, and safety ropes or harnesses. Breathing apparatus, 9E EBIA. Emergency escape breathing apparatus for evacuation purpose, 15 minutes of duration. 9 SCBA self-contained breathing apparatus for rescue operation and confined space work purpose, 30 minutes of duration. 9 CABIA continuous airline breathing apparatus. P standards safety helmet, a NSIZ 89.1 EN 166. Safety goggle, a NSIZ 87.1 EN 397. Ear protection, a NSIAS EA 10.46-1013. Hearing loss prevention for construction and demolition workers. Closing parenthesis. This standard applies to all construction and demolition workers with potential noise exposures. Continuous, intermittent, and impulse of 85 dBA and above. Safety shoes, ANSI 41.1 safety harness, ANSI AASS EZ359, 11 to 2014, and 361. Thank you for watching my video, and meet you in the next video. Take care.